So a quick update on BTC just before I start heading off to work. Okay, so I threw a couple of screenshots in the Telegram last night, basically just projecting where we may head, and at the end of it, I put this weekly framework out basically, and this is kind of going to be a nice all-encompassing blueprint on where I do expect BTC to go from next, because there's two pivots that I'm looking at where upon confirmation and closures, it's going to give us the sentiment and the direction of where we may be heading longer term. And when I mean longer term, I mean for the next month, couple months, maybe short to medium or medium to long kind of term, whatever you want to call it. But so basically, we've got the 39K level mapped down to the weekly lows on the wicks, okay? And this is the point where price came back and traded back above, but as you can see, we've still not tested this structure yet, okay? So we broke above, but we haven't tested it as support since breaking. So immediately, my mind is drawn to that as a magnetization zone, okay? Just above that, mapped to the weekly bodies, this is where price gave us that nice pin bar high test rejection to the upside, okay? And this is the confirmation that we're rejecting this level, and we may start to see that short-term move back down into 39K from 45, okay, A to B, on the lower time frames, where that's going to be the big line in the sand for myself on what's going to happen next. And there's a few different variations, basically. So under the assumption that we do reject back down and we just fall straight into 39K this week or next week, if we break to the downside, come back up to retest 39 as resistance, call it 40K though, basically, come back up to retest it, then that's going to give me the indication that we're going south and we're going straight down into 30K, and that this one leg, A to B, is still in full effect, basically. So from up here, A will come straight back down into B like so, A, B, liquidate 30K, and then we'll get that retracement move back up, whether it's to 40, to 50, it doesn't matter. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But this is pivotal at the moment, because if we reject this level here, the weekly bodies, we're falling into 39K. If we reject and break and retest 39K, we're going to 30K basically. On the flip side, if we reject this weekly body resistance at 45, we fall into 39, but we reject and we make a higher low, break and retest of resistance turns support, then we may go from 39, and then my first upside target on the weekly is going to be that 50K handle, which is quite significant of a rally. But if that were to happen, then I'd be even more inclined for that massive sell-off into straight to 20. No questions asked, straight into 20. In my personal opinion, I think that would be tragic for the pair. I do, however, feel like that would be a bit traumatic for the collective if that were to happen. So I think the 30K liquidation before a rally up into 50 is going to be a little bit of a softer approach. Let's liquidate people here, let's liquidate people here, and then we'll come up, do the 50K, and then we can maybe look for that bigger move, okay? So it's all kind of riding on 45 and 39 at the moment, basically for myself. But if we step down onto the daily time frame, okay, yesterday night, or last night, let me just clear up these because they're kind of irrelevant now. Last night, we came back up to retest that daily lower swing high, okay? So now we've had 0.1, 0.2, and now we're coming up for 0.3. We did get closures above the wick, but it's not significant enough because we're still within the range of these wicks here to, form oh my God, we're going to the upside now. Anything can happen at the moment. So myself personally, there's two things that could happen. Either one, we just simply form a little arc, and then we fall straight over from 45, or 44, 500, sorry. It's not even 45. It pretty much is. 45 down into 40, okay? And then that's going to be the next pivot point. On the flip side, what we may do is come out and take out this high, tap into 46, and then roll over. And when I say 46, I don't mean 46. I mean like anywhere from 46 up to say 50. Because anywhere in this region, right, that's still lower high territory. Okay, so this is sell. This is premium market. At the moment, we're still in the discount leg. If we just separate it like this, make it a different color, yellow. So this is discounted, this is premium. And the way that I've done that is, if you look at the consolidation here, we broke out, but this level at 46 here, where it splits, that's the level that needs to be retested, and that's the 46k handle. So that's going to step into selling territory. So we're a bit discounted at the moment when we're looking at from a swing from A down to B. But if we clear that up, we have to look at the fine details and recognize that we are actually just trapped on this little smaller lower high. Okay, so if we stay below this, we're still bearish, and there's no reason why we can't fall down. But from a much larger perspective, a macro picture, we may still just be in discount, and this may just pop up to the upside to liquidate. Okay, and then we'll have 1, 2, and then we can go for 3 drives up. So that's a daily. But the intraday here is what's going to build the story to that. So I hope that made sense. But what we can see here is on this daily level, which I've actually just mapped back up to these wicks. It was here, but I pushed it up there for cleanliness, and then mapped a 4-hour body hit, 4 hours to the body. So 44,500, we've got an open right shoulder, which has now been tested. We've had 1, 2, 3 bearish engulfing up into the highs, okay? This is starting to interest me. I think I need to see some more development on the lower time frames before I do look to get short. And first target's going to be the consolidation, breakout, resistance, not retested as support. Perfect open naked level, whatever you want to call it. And that's going to be first target downside, 42,750. On the other hand, what may happen is we may come up out of this level and then breach this high, and then that would give us 1, 2, and 3 liquidations to the highs, taking out the double tops, taking it all out, before then rolling over from 45,850 back down into 42,750, and that's going to be a much nicer sell. Okay, so the blue line is just an inflection point at the moment. I don't like to short from these levels, because with this wick, it's very likely that it gets filled, and then if it's going to fill this wick, then I want to see a liquidation above the highs and then get short. Too many people get caught selling within the wick and then get stopped out. So it's better to wait from the top down to sell. So 44.5 and 45.850 for the short to medium term intra-week cycle of a sell-off into 42.750. Target 1, and then 41.400 for the final downside target on the intra-week, because then that would mean that we're just stuck in a big range like so. Okay, so we'd just be playing the top of this range down to the bottom of this range like that. If, however, we were to break and retest the bottom of the range, we'd be going down lower into 39. Pretty much 39. But this is intra-week, so we don't really care. Yeah, that's the daily. That's the high time frames. I think I've already got this mapped down. Yeah, cool. So this is that right shoulder here, which if we look, 8 p.m., so there's really not too much on that high, but I do know that this is Asia. This is an Asia high, so I'm going to map this because it's cool. I'm not even going to do it with the box. I'm going to keep it very refined, like so. Intraday. Text. Asia high. Boom. So that's where I want to short from. So what I'm seeing now on the intraday, and this is looking fantastic at the moment, is we've got the push up into the highs of that 4-hour level. We had one spike. Push away, consolidation, break up, liquidation number 2. Push away, consolidation, and now what I'm expecting is one more drive into the highs, complete 1, 2, 3 cycles, and then we can look to get short south. Right? So that may line up like this. And if we can jump in with a 35 pip stop, if got a decent 6.5 to first target. Okay, so this is the way I'm looking to play BTC at the moment. I am expecting a push up into this Asia high, form that right shoulder that's open. At this point, 45k, push it up. 45k here. That's going to be where I look to enter, just that psychological level. Just push out any, there may just be one wick up, we can market execute, and then get short. So that's the way I'm playing it, and yeah, there's really not too much to cover, but shorts from 44.5 into 42.750. If we breach 44.5, we're going up to 45.850, and then I'll look for shorts down there. That's intra-week, and that's all I'm going to focus on now, because this is all kind of noise at the moment. We don't need to. Also, by the way, if I control see that, right, if we liquidate that double top, we're coming up into 46 anyway. There's going to be a lot of sensitivity in that area. Same thing over here, right? We may come up all the way up into that, so we just gotta be careful. But if we don't get this short, then we'll do the same thing and we'll get short from up there, and then we've got an even bigger risk to reward, like so. So I'm going to cut it off there, but that kind of explains what I'm looking at. I don't think today, maybe late, maybe tonight, that could be ready tonight. So we'll keep watching, but that's the projection. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.